This is a Pritchardia thurstonii palm, also known as the Lao fan palm. It belongs to the Acronencid family and subfamily of Cordophila. Its habit is solitary, a single upright stem reaching heights of 26 plus feet. There is often a slight spreading at the base. However, the overall diameter of its trunk is roughly 8 inches. This brown to gray trunk has fissures and narrow rings of leaf scars, which gives it a unique characteristic. The canopy spans about 18 to 20 feet wide. These bright green coastal palmate in duplicate leaves have a thin wax coating. This wax coating protects and provides the rigidness to withstand high salt and wind exposure. Each lamina measures about 6.5 feet to 10 feet wide, forming an unduplicate semicircle that is divided into stiff single-folded segments. These single-folded segments are usually no more than half the length of the leaf base, with erect bifid leaf segments. The smooth petiole and abaxial mera ribs are covered with a gray to slight white woolly totem. Totem is a layer of a matte woolly down on a plant surface. This fuzzy stuff can be sought to touch, but irritate the human skin when it comes into contact. The rest of the undersurface of the blade is marked with a whitish scale in parallel lines. One of the coolest parts of the Pritchardia thurstonii is its epic inflorescence. These inflorescences can be up to 10 foot long, extending out well below the leaf's canopy. At a single tip is a single panicle with yellow bisexual flowers branched in 2 or 3 orders. Once the flowers are pollinated, it turns into a green, red to deep purple spherical seeds measuring about 1/4 of an inch in diameter. These seeds eventually ripen and fall to the ground. Propagation from seed can take 2 or 3 months under remote germination. The Lao fan palm is easy to grow, but hard to find, unless you're in Hawaii, and I'll explain that later. First, in order to grow a healthy, one must understand the culture of the slow-growing palms and the conditions it thrives in. This palm, this guy, the conditions it thrives in. This palm adapts in the tropical and subtropical climates. It's extremely cold sensitive and will be damaged or even killed at temperatures around or 35 degrees below Fahrenheit. They thrive in full sun exposure. As you can see, it's hotter than hell out here. Soil conditions can vary slightly. Ultimate conditions is organically rich, alkaline, well-drained, moist soil. But like most palms, they can adapt in growing conditions from, clay or loam with slightly adjustments in pH. Specimens that have been raised in areas where it's been super dry and infertile soils tend to be a lot smaller, like this one, and have a smaller stature and leaves. Fertilizer for these palms, in order to grow properly, they need a perfect diet, just like humans, including all the micronutrients and trace elements. Thunderstonies will show signs of micronutrient deficiencies when the soil is not properly attained. This shows signs of soil deficiencies, such as lack of magnesium. Now that we know what the palm looks like and the culture, let's look at the history and the main reasons the Pritchardia thurstonii is so hard to find. Native to the islands of Fiji and Tonga, the Pritchardia thurstonii was growing in the moist forests on rough limestone cliffs and slopes of the islands, exposed to full sun, but not only full sun, harsh wind conditions, and full sun exposure, and lots of salt. You would think that the mist of the ocean, along with the brutal wind exposure, that this palm would be an amazing specimen for South Florida. When it was first introduced, it was a beauty, used all over the place. However, as it turns out, the problems started to arise. Pritchardias, even all around the world and in Fiji, are becoming very rare. They are basically dying out, and here's the reason why. The Lao fan palm is highly susceptible to a deadly plant disease called lethal yellowing. It is even considered a host plant. Lethal yellowing is a phytoplasm disease that attacks many plant species, including commercial important species such as coconuts and date palms. It is spread by the leaf plant hopper, also known as Haplix crudus. This bad bug, is actually native to Florida and parts of the Caribbean and Central America. The heavy turf grasses and similar green ground covers attract the plant hopper to lay its eggs. The eggs and the nymphs develop at the root systems. It is the perfect environment to breed in. There is a direct connection between green lawns and the spread of lethal yellowing in Florida and most parts of the world, mostly due to the palms of ornamental and landscaping purposes and the lawns and golf courses and gardens. This plant hopper is the culprit for transmitting lethal yellowing and spreading it from palm to palm. The first sign is the dropping of its fruit prematurely. The seconding is blackening of the inflorescence. Third, the fronds turn from yellow to brown, followed by death of the spar leaf. Once the apexical merispen is rotten and the head of the palm dies and falls off, the rot continues down the rest of the trunk, therefore you end up with a dead palm. With Pritchardia thurstonii being considered as a host palm and highly susceptible, it is easy to understand why they are not being used in the landscape anymore here in South Florida. The only safe part for this palm is actually in Hawaii because the disease has not reached there yet, or in places where they take good care of their palm, like here at Fairchild Gardens, which they have several beautiful specimens. Precautions to control this disease are being taken. Injections of OTC can be given to help prevent the disease and can save a palm if it's injected early enough before the disease has taken over. There's always a way to get healthy palms. So let's start growing some beautiful ones. Hope you enjoyed.